Western media outlets frame the Sahel's new alliances as Russian manipulation. African media frame Ukraine as a Western proxy. Both sides accuse the other of being puppets. Meanwhile, a new generation of African journalists and digital warriors are rewriting the narrative. They see Ukraine as a symbol, not of democracy, but of Western selective morality. Burkina Faso's youth chant, Vive la résistance, but they mean Africa's resistance, not Kiev's. This information war has become a front in itself, a war for the global South's heart and mind. The empire strikes back. Europe hasn't accepted defeat in the Sahel. Since 2024, EU and NATO planners have quietly shifted operations to coastal West Africa, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Benin, to contain what they call Sahel instability. In Brussels, analysts warn that the Sahel's alignment with Russia could open a southern corridor of influence, stretching from Libya to the Atlantic. The fear isn't jihadism anymore. It's geopolitical independence. Meanwhile, the EU tries to keep Ukraine afloat with aid and arms, while trying to keep Africa dependent with loans and lectures. But the Sahel isn't listening anymore. As one Burkina Faso official said, Europe wants to free Ukraine from Russia, but keep Africa tied to Europe. That era is over. A volatile future. The volatile relationship between the Sahel and Ukraine is not one of hostility, but of contradiction. Ukraine represents the West's war for sovereignty. The Sahel represents the South's war for dignity. Both are fighting for freedom, but under different empires. Yet global media paints one as noble, the other as dangerous. One receives tanks, the other sanctions. But in the deserts of the Sahel, something deeper is brewing. A consciousness, a defiance that echoes through generations. When African leaders watch Ukraine receive billions for its survival, they ask, where was the world when we fought terrorism, hunger, and colonialism? And in that question lies the real fracture line of the 21st century. The world's future isn't being decided in Washington or Moscow. It's being decided in the silent deserts of the Sahel and the bombed-out plains of Ukraine. Both are reminders that sovereignty is not granted. It's fought for. Please help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Please subscribe and like if you appreciate real verified content. That is the backbone of our channel. And both show that the new world order is not coming. It's already here. The new geopolitical frontier. As the dust settles on two continents, a strange symmetry emerges. Ukraine fights to rejoin the West. The Sahel fights to escape it. Europe claims to defend sovereignty abroad, while losing influence at home. And as the old powers fade, new alliances rise. From Bamako to Moscow, from Niamey to Beijing, the world is no longer divided by ideology. It's divided by who controls their destiny. And for the first time in a century, Africa is no longer asking permission